All right, so guys, one other thing I saw in here, I believe, and I could have misinterpreted it, but you're also able to get one extra free unit if you build a ground floor accessible unit. Can you walk us through that? Because a lot of times I see these storefronts that have a 3 unit above it. I'm like, man, if you can take that storefront and turn that into an apartment, all of a sudden we might be cooking here.
Yeah. So this is what you're referring to is a way to increase the number of accessible dwelling units across Chicago. So we have a huge lack of accessible housing in Chicago. And one way to that the housing department thinks that they can spur more development of accessible dwelling units is by saying if you build one, you can actually build an extra unit in your building because we will not count that extra unit against your FAR and your minimum lot area per unit requirements. So let's say that you are normally a builder of 3 flat condos, and you can only do 3 flat in RT4 because you're limited to 38 feet in height. And so what this ordinance does is like, hey, build a 4th unit on the ground floor. We'll let you increase your height. I think it's to 42 feet. And you don't need a zoning change to get that 4th unit. You don't need to do anything special. Just make it accessible. And now you have 4 units to sell. And hopefully you'll promote that 4th unit, that ground floor unit, as accessible so that somebody who needs an accessible unit sees that listing and goes for it.
And can you define accessible unit in
I
layman terms?
I personally cannot define it. It's more of a building code thing. So it's more about how the layout of the walls and the corridors and the kitchen are all designed. So it's not something I have an expertise in.
Got it. But it's basically following the building. It's building in a way that follows the, call it, building code. It's zone. I don't know if it's zoning or building, but whoever's making those rules, you're just complying with them. And then is it during the permitting process, or is it during like your inspections? They're checking off and saying, "Yep, this is the way you want to do it."
During the permitting process, your plans would be checked to make sure they comply with the accessibility requirements in the building code.